I'm going to put this new pump in it, and hopefully that's our problem. So I think the captain might put it back together because the deckhand pulled it apart and it didn't want to work again. So we're in deep if the toilet don't work.
But first, they've got to get there, to Matt's Syker Island.
Hey, look out.
And there's trouble brewing for the camera crew. The Friars, south of Bruny Island. It's 5 a.m. and freezing.
I love early starts. Yeah, I'll admit, mate.
Squizzy and Tabor are pulling their first shot for the season.
The biggest risk we've got of going fishing now, the fish might not even be running. Everyone else thinks that they won't be running.
And the winter run normally starts about the 15th of June. Like, that's a rough sort of guesstimate. So if you leave before then, you run the risk of going out and not catching much at all, really.
You come home with a bill instead of putting $1 in your pocket.
Yeah, that's right.
Team Bold Contender needs to catch an average of 129 lobsters a day to hit their first run trip target of 900.
Oh yeah, baby. Come on. Got 6 out of that pot. Nice. Yeah, baby.
The daily price of brindles is $100 a kilo.
Let's make the gamble pay off, baby. Come on.
Big reds are paying more at $110 a kilo.
That looks nice. You'd think now the Chinese market would be red hot. There's no boats out really fishing. Goes on supply and demand, and you think the supply at the moment would be very low.
I don't think you're going to get too much of a close-up on that one, mate.
You get a pot with 11, then you come back to earth with a blank.
Hobart, Tasmania. Skipper Pete and Decky Matthew are gearing up for an 8-day run to South West Cape.
We're just going to come here and get a bit more bait. It's probably going to be a long trip, so make sure we've got enough.
Every box of bait weighs a hefty 25 kilograms.
Has that width about you?
Roll down there.
Really tough took deal.
I knew that. It's straight past.
It's straight past the fucking head.
No, if it just misses you, it's okay.
The guy on the dock is Ash. He's Pete's wholesale buyer.
They've gone up to $110, $105 a kilogram. That's a big price. Like money in the bank.
The lowest price last winter was $75 a kilo, and the highest $110. The price is inherently volatile, driven by Chinese demand.
China's definitely driving the market. They like to show off and like the lobster, especially our lobster. That's the best tasting lobster in the world.
80% of the lobsters caught in Tasmania are exported live to Beijing.
Catch you later.
Thanks, mate.
That's a good surprise. 105, 110.
The Triton's hold is fully stocked with 2.5 tonnes of bait. They're fueled up, ready to go.
Yeah, we're making tracks now.
Team Triton is targeting 1,000 lobsters for the run, $100,000 worth. Last year, Pete smashed it with a bumper haul of 5,000 kilos of big reds.
I estimate it'll be about 120 kilos there.
About $500,000 worth.
Every bin went off the boat was over $2,000 every bin.
With the money he made, he bought himself a brand new 3D plotter.
I invested about $32,000, but I think it will pay back to me over a period of time.
When I first started fishing, we used to have old paper sounders. Now they've got the mapping systems. We map the bottom out, and it just makes you more efficient.
It shows you the structure and shows you where the fish could live in more quantities. I thought I knew it all, so yeah, didn't bother buying one. Then I realised it might be a good idea.
Pete's a bit of a mad genius.
Hang on!
He loves a gamble, and he has a brain like a computer.
I worked at 784 actually.
He's hoping his high-tech plotter will help him crush last season's record haul.
Trip is first to tick over a tonne if the fish are running, so it's a bit unknown, so we'll find out when we get there.
The Friars, south of Bruny Island.
Come on, come on, come on.
Skipper Squizzy is pulling his second shot for the day.
Look at that one we just pulled. Hopefully that doesn't set the tone for the day, a blank one.
They need some money fish fast.
Hopefully these ones have got a few in them. Sometimes you just need a little bit of luck. So you rub the wood. Rub the wood. Brings me luck most of the time.
It's not just Squizzy who needs the cash.
Tabor needs an extra $5,000 this trip so he can pay for his skipper's licence. It's 2 months at school and he's got to go every day and he's still got to support his family out of that. It's going to be tough for him, that's for sure. Being a deckhand's one of the hardest jobs in the world, I reckon. I was a deckhand until I was 27 and it's so hard on your body. Like, now I'm 42, I can feel it. Your body just gets worn out. That's why I keep telling Tabor he's got to go get his ticket because eventually time will catch up with him.
If Tabor gets his skipper's ticket, he'll be able to step off the deck and into the wheelhouse.
Even when I get my ticket, I'll still be on deck. Got to keep the nice figure. Squizzy's got one, it's quite round now.
Tabor as a skipper, I think he'd be awesome. I know he can catch fish. Just him getting out of bed could be a bit of a problem, and working with a deckhand. I wouldn't want to be his deckhand. Oh, well done, Dave!
It was a jockey lobster, riding on the outside of the pot.
And he's ridden that pot all the way to the surface. When I see a jockey fish, I believe they're good luck. Most of the time, I'll set back in that area. That one can be all yours, mate.
A good sign there might be more where that came from.
I should give him extra for that lobster, but he'll just have to wait a little bit longer to Christmas time to get his bonus, I reckon.
Day one, and they've bagged 102 so far. 4 days and 798 lobsters to go.
I named this spot Tabor's Ledge because he caught the jockey. Most of the lobster bottom is named after old fishermen. They discovered it and it sticks with them. See if Tabor's got a bit of luck.
Skipper Pete and decky mate Matthew are steaming towards Southwest Cape.
Worst part of the trip, taking up the first lot of the pots. You don't have a lot of room.
It's important to run good bait in your pots. It's just the same as if it's a bit off, you don't want to eat it. The crayfish is the same way.
These blue mackerel or slimy mackerel, these got a fair bit of blood and oil to them. Crayfish like them.
Yeah, we use blue mackerel and cuterheads, a bit of mixed grill. I like a mixed grill, like everyone does.
We got blue mackerel, put him in the bottom. Small, put a couple of pieces in like that. That's stuck in the bottom there, and you put a hard curter in. These all bone. Put him in the top there, so the crayfish have trouble trying to claw it out. The crayfish can get back out of your cray pot. You always have to have something in there for meat. Everybody baits up a bit different.
If bait's one of the biggest expenses, it's actually more than fuel. If you're going for a lot of bait, it's costing around about $2.30 a kilo.
The Triton's average daily running cost is $7,000.
At the start of the season, I take a high-risk gamble in the fact that I outlaw oil motor and speculate on the price of the crays for the year.
If the price stays high, Pete will win big. But if it plummets, he'll lose a bundle.
And if I have a downturn in China or something, I can lose out big time.
He'll need his 3D plotter to come good. The Friars, south of Bruny Island.
Octopus, Toads, octopus!
Anything in the sea that eats lobsters or lobster bait is bad news.
I hate octopus. They just piss me off.
Block your ears.
We don't like ockies.
No, they're our enemy.
Eight-legged magicians.
You guarantee you pull a pot, Nike will have the biggest cray. He'll have the biggest cray. He'll be dead for sure. Guarantee.
When we get an octopus, we kill it really quick, we freeze the body, and then we sell it, and it goes off to a nice fancy restaurant. I enjoy it on bickies and cheese and watching the footy at home with a glass of wine. Tastes good.
What's he eat? Octopus. He's got another one, look. I reckon it's one to come out of this pot.
Eels, octopus and seals. They're all predators chasing a free meal.
He's a nice seal for doing that to an octopus.
I like seals now.
We ended up with 174 lobsters for the day, so I'm happy with that. You know, we're well in front of the rest of the